Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Josh's vlog. And yes, I'm aware we haven't done one of these in a little while. He was very busy, uh, competitions with training, everything else, but we've got him back into the flow of filming. Again, we're able to push a little bit harder because he's out of competition for just a very short bit. So we're able to get in and get some serious training in. So, and he did very, very well, by the way. He did really well at his last competition. And this vlog kind of gives people an idea of how I train an athlete who is in a combat sport or a contact sport, who strength is not their be all end all, or muscle mass. In other words, those are nice things to have and they're useful. But for them, the strength training is general physical preparedness. Right, this is their GPP because it's not sport specific to them. They just need to get stronger. So in his case, and I'm just going to keep filming over there, even though there's an airplane flying over, I don't care. Just let it run through. But we maxed out on a axle bar floor press for his max effort upper this week. And then we did floor presses. Then we do axle bar rows. I like the axle bar rows, keeping in mind he does BJJ and he's a grappler. So notice we do axle bar rows and then we do one arm dumbbell rows. All right, he really needs the extra upper back development right now. We need the pulling strength because if you think about grappling, this is valuable to him. And both of these train the grip very, very hard. One arm dumbbell rows done correctly are actually a legit grip trainer by themselves. So in this case, he does the axle bar first, which is very, very, very strong grip trainer. And I like fat bars for people who need to grapple, right? I like that a lot. Or anyone who needs to even potentially catch a ball, okay, depending upon what sport they're in. All right, so we do all of that. And then, of course, all of his benching, we tend to do maxes and speed work. So what you see here, we're doing the band press downs because, again, if he does them a little faster, I want him to do them a little faster. You got a little bit of slack in those bands. Again, it helps with lockout strength, helps with speed strength. So for pushing, punching, throwing. The same thing with the speed benching. And in the case of the supplemental pressing, utilizing a floor press for a lot of it. And again, it's easy on his shoulders and it still uses the range of motions that he is most likely to use in his sport or in any contact sport while being a little easier on the shoulders. Right? It's easier on the shoulders. And of course, he's got beat up shoulders, elbows, knees, things like that. So we're always working around those things. And for example, he only close grip benches because of shoulder stuff. All right, box squats this week, we did real good on his max. He came in, he hit 140 kilo box squat. And he's like, that's a PR. That's a big PR for me. So again, we're happy about that. Now, you will notice, anyone who watches this, we do most of his squatting is box squats. Why? Because I don't care so much about what his maximum back squat is. I care about force production. And I'm not saying a good max squat doesn't matter. And by the way, I'm going to rip him for this form on the safety bar. Good mornings. Josh, why are you lifting the handles? And I already did, actually, I believe, the other day. All right. That is not the correct way to do these on a good morning. You keep the handles at the same angle relative to your torso. So when you're at the bottom, they should be pointing at the floor, not be pointing forward. It kind of defeats the purpose of this bar. But otherwise, the mechanics themselves on the rest of the movement are good. We're just losing a lot of the benefits of the safety bar, of really working that upper back. Hey, sorry, that just came up in my feed. But the thing with the box squat, force production. Box squats have the highest rate of force production of any squat when it's been looked at in the lab. Again, what do athletes need? Are we training just to get strong? Is our goal always to just have them the best one rep max? No, we still max out. But what we're looking for is force production. And on him, we rotate with a lot of divergent lifts as much as we can with the equipment he has available for the max effort work, because he's going to be put into weird angles. And we need to learn to produce maximum force at a variety of angles. But the box squat, and we can change bars on that for him, and we frequently will. But the box squatting, it has a very high rate of force production. We change bars like the safety bar, we then have it at an awkward angle. And that's what we're looking for. Again, keeping in mind, we want him to get stronger on maxes. We want him to get more jacked and gain muscle. We want those things. but they're not always our primary goal. They're things that we have to do to reach our goal as part of the process. The desired outcome for him is to be a better fighter, to be a better athlete. And we always keep that in mind. So dynamic effort benching, we of course use bands for the speed bench. And I love bands for any of my fighters. And anyone who's trained with bands understands why. Again, the stretch reflexes they create, the speed, the way that it affects our strength curves, they make you explosive. All right, afterwards he does dumbbell chest presses, and we do those axle bar rows again. And you saw his face on those. He's just fighting with the grip on those, and we want that. Again, he grapples. Very, very valuable tool for us to have. Very valuable tool in our toolbox to have that. And it's one of those things that I really like for anyone who grapples. I love fat bar work. Even so much so that sometimes we might do supplemental deadlifts with the fat bar too. He doesn't need it because we don't have the extra recovery for extra deadlifts because he rolls hours and hours and hours every single week. All right, dynamic effort lower. We're running the safety bar for box squats against bands. All right, this is our speed squats for him. Again, think about the forces involved. Watch what you're seeing here, and then think about this for a fighter. Okay, this is what we want. This is desirable. The force production involved, especially the awkwardness of that bar, having to push against those bands explosively, driving off the box. All right, dynamic lower this week. Sumo speed pulls. Again, those wide hip angles, that stance, having to do it fast. And we do 5x5 on his speed work. Again, think about it in terms of a contact sport athlete. Again, this is what we want. All right, then we finish up with safety bar good mornings to, again, build the whole posterior chain, to build the upper back. Again, builds spinal erectors, glutes, hamstrings, hips. And then after that, we finish up with glute ham raises coming up. Arguably the best hamstring exercise. Also, one of the best exercises, because it fully develops the hamstring, one of the best exercises for knee stability. All right, we have someone who takes a lot of hits. We have someone who has a history of knee pain. This helps stabilize the knee. Another reason we also box squat, takes the shear off the knee. All right, we're keeping his knees healthy. We're keeping his elbows healthy. We're keeping his shoulders healthy because he gets hit a lot, gets pulled a lot. It's part of his sport. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.